Hi everyone, Dr. Beena here. Today we are going to discuss the gout, a revision class. So, what is gout? It's a metabolic disorder associated with increased level of uric acid in the blood. The increased level may be due to either increased production or decreased excretion of uric acid. So, the blood level may be increased and that will produces gout. So, we have to know something about uric acid before going to gout. So, uric acid is the end product of purine catabolism. It is sparingly soluble in water. The normal level also you can mention in the gout. So, the normal blood level is 2 to 5 milligrams per deciliter in female and 3 to 7 milligram per deciliter in male. And when will you call hyperuricemia? That is, gout is due to hyperuricemia. No? So, we have to know what is hyperuricemia. The uric acid, when the serum uric acid exceed 6 milligram per deciliter in female and 7 milligram per deciliter in male, will call hyperuricemia. Then what is uricosuriia? It is an increased excretion of uric acid in urine. Now, what is gout? It is due to the accumulation of urate crystals in the synovial fluid and soft tissue, resulting in inflammation leading to acute arthritis. You know what is arthritis? That is swelling and pain of the joint. And uric acid is deposited to cause tophy. That is, sodium urate crystals depositing in the joint is called the tophy, and it is usually seen in the distal joints of the foot. Increased excretion of uric acid may cause sometimes deposition of uric acid crystals in the urinary tract, which may finally leading to calculi, and finally the functions of the kidney may be lost, producing renal damage. So, when there is excess excretion, it will produce some stones in the kidney, and these stones will affect the function of the kidney, producing renal failure. So, this is the overall thing or the pathology occurring in the gout. So, you know what is gout and what is the. Now we'll pass on to the classification. So, there are two types of gout: primary gout and the secondary gout. Primary gout is due to the inborn error in the some inborn errors of metabolism, and the secondary due to some other disease. Always it is like that. So the primary gout the may be due to the error in the metabolism due to the overproduction of uric acid, and increased level of uric acid is usually associated with the increased synthesis of purine nucleotides. So there will be some defective enzyme in the purine nucleotide biosynthesis. Mainly the one is the abnormal 5-phosphoribosyl amidinotransferase, another is the PRPP synthetase, and one more is there, that is HGPRTase, which is the enzyme of the salvage pathway. So whenever these enzymes are defective, there will be increased production of this uric acid, and that will produces the gout. Then glucose 6 phosphatase, here the 5-phosphoribosyl amidinotransferase is allosterically active enzyme, and the feedback inhibition is lost and leading to overproduction of the purine nucleotides, which will later on will produces hyperuricemia and gout. Then what is the action occurring in the glucose 6 phosphatase deficiency? That is von Gates disease. It is a type 1 glycogen storage disorder. When there is deficiency of this enzyme, what happens is glucose 6 phosphate cannot be converted back to the glucose. So it will be channeled to the HMP shunt, where it will be producing more of ribose 5 phosphate. You have studied the significance of HMP, where ribose 5 phosphate is the one which is an important product. So this excess formation of ribose will produces more of PRPP, and that will lead on to PRPP. When it is synthesized in large quantity, it is the substrate for the synthesis of purine nucleotides. So later on de novo synthesis will be increased, and finally more catabolism of the purine nucleotide will finally produces hyperuricemia and gout. Then there is HGPRTS, as I told you, that is IMP and GMP are produced in the salvage pathway, that is the recycling of the nucleotides, purine bases and nucleosides, and producing more the so whenever there is an enzyme which is which is the enzyme, that is HGPRTS and APRTS are deficient, there will be more production of PRPP. That PRPP again will produces more of uric, that is more of purine nucleotide, which will finally produces uric acid. So what? So that is the two type. Then increased production of uric acid. The secondary causes are there for where there is excessive production. That is when there is leukemia. It may be due to enhanced turnover of the nucleic acid as in rapidly growing malignant tissues. That is in leukemias, lymphomas, and polycythemia. These are the conditions where excessive cell growth occurs, and so there will be naturally cell turnover also occur, so there will be excessive production of uric acid. And also when you are treating with for the cancer, that is tumor lysis, tumor will be tumor lysis or cell lysis occurs, which also will be increasing the production of uric acid. And another cause is the renal pathology. Any disease of the kidney, chronic disease, will affect the kidney function, so the uric acid excretion will not be proper. So normally some amount of uric acid produced will be excreted in the urine, isn't it? Normal constituent of urine you have studied. But if there is renal failure, the excretion will not be proper, and so there will be increased level in the blood, which will be producing gout. Now the findings are gouty attacks may be precipitated by high purine diet and increased intake of alcohol. That is the two things we have to be careful, because non-vegetarian food, those who are having hyperuricemia or increased blood uric acid level, they may get gout due when they consume non-vegetarian food. Similarly, this when they consume alcohol also. Second day itself they may develop gouty arthritis. The typical gouty arthritis affects the first metatarsophalangeal joint of the big toe, and then other joints also may be affected. So the most typical arthritis is seen in the big toe, metatarsophalangeal joint of the big toe. Then other joints like ankle joint, knee joint, elbow joint also may be affected. And the affected joint may be swollen, red in color, and highly painful. The joints may be extremely painful, and the synovial fluid, when you aspirate and examine under microscope, you can see the urate crystals. So usually when the pain is unbearable, sometimes we will aspirate the fluid from the joint, and when you examine under microscope, you can see the urate crystals also. So the typical symptoms are of the arthritis, and sometimes there will be renal failure, that is due to the deposition of renal stones. That urate crystals, when it is very high passing through the urine, it forms stones and or calculi and deposited in various parts of the kidney, producing renal failure. These are the two main symptoms. So here in this diagram you can see the most common site of arthritis. First, metatarsophalangeal joint. Next common is the knee joint, the ankle joint, and other metatarsophalangeal joint, and the elbow joint. Then less common is seen in the shoulder joint and the other terminal joints. So now we'll pass on to the treatment part. And treatment part we have to see according to the production, excretion, etc. It is divided and shown in this diagram. So purines are formed and finally catabolized and converted to uric acid and get excreted, and the crystals may be deposited in the joint and producing gouty arthritis. This is the thing happening in a gouty patient. So first drug is the allopurinol, which blocks the formation of uric acid. You have studied allopurinol. What is the action? It's a competitive inhibitor of xanthine oxidase enzyme, and it will it will not produce uric acid from hypoxanthine and xanthine. So these xanthine or hypoxanthine will be present, which is water little soluble, can be excreted. So that can be used for the treatment to reduce the production of uric acid. Then another enzyme, uricase, can also be used as for the treatment. That is, it will finally breaks the uric acid what is formed. So breakdown of uric acid occurs by the enzyme uricase. it will dissolve the stone. Then probenecid, and which is increase the excretion of uric acid. Probenecid is a drug which will increase the excretion of the uric acid so that blood level may be normal. Then another important drug is the NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Most important symptom is the pain. So we have to do something for the pain of the patient. So NSAIDs are used immediately, and that is decreasing the inflammation, and pain will be subsided. Similarly, colchicine and the corticosteroids also will be used for the stopping the inflammation. So what are the treatment policies in the gout? Reduce the dietary purine intake and restrict alcohol. We have explained what is the reason why they have to reduce, because non-veg diet contains meat. So more of the purine catabolism occurs if you consume, and that will aggravate the symptoms. So similarly, alcohol also induce the gout, attack of gout. Then reduce the urate production by allopurinol. So that is the important drug which has a structural similarity with iposantine, and allopurinol is the competitive inhibitor of xanthine oxidase, decreasing the formation of uric acid. Then xanthine iposantine, which is accumulated, can be made soluble, so it is more soluble than this uric acid, so may be getting excreted very easily. So this is that regarding gout. This is how you have to write. First, you have to define gout. What is gout? It's a metabolic disorder associated with purine catabolism, where increased production of uric acid and getting deposited in the joints. So then say what is hyperuricemia, what are the causes of the gout, our classification of gout, then symptoms, and then the treatment. That will be the full answer. That will be the regarding gout. So you can refer your original videos, and you can make more points. This just to refresh you. Thank you.